Lorik is Bala's POV. Loyalty, my black serpent familiar, slithered quickly through the grass, guided by my commands. At the moment, I adopted to all loyalty to retain control of its body and make its way on its own, while I simply watched everything through its eyes. Weaving through the foliage and brush, it eventually came upon a river and began to follow it in my order. However, it instinctively keeps a distance from the water's edge, as it cannot swim. While moving, the patterns on its skin changed to match the surroundings, hiding itself as much as possible. Suddenly, a shadow from above moved along the ground, sending panic through Lorty's mind. It tried to hide in a patch of tall grass growing near the riverbank, but I forced it to turn and face the source of the shadow. 3 Nume were flying in a tight formation, and perhaps due to Loyalty's camouflaged hide, had seemingly not yet noticed him. If they had, they would have immediately attacked him from above, knowing that he was a familiar, as Loyalty's kind are not native to this island. Under my direct control now, I followed the 3, allowing Loyalty to control his camouflage to keep us hidden. Although my physical body was safely hidden underground in my squad's dugout, losing Loyalty would be inconvenient, and perhaps even sad. They landed outside a village, and summoned their familiars, Vedel cats. A mid-sized, dangerous, and decently strong familiar. However, their sense of smell was the real threat now. Loyalty's eyes are not great, so I'd kept it close to see, but these Vedel possess a powerful sense of smell. Pulling Loyalty back, I settled for a bit of blurriness rather than allowing it to be caught. The 3 rode their familiars into the village, and were met by only a single Nume, who summoned a crate to its side. One of the Nume left their familiar and inspected the contents of the crate. Meanwhile, the other 2 surrounded the single Nume, but made no move against him. Once the 3rd Nume was satisfied, it cast a spell on the crate and sent it away by unsummoning it. Afterward, the 3 Nume left without incident, and the single Nume returned to its home. A tax collection, perhaps? I wondered. Once they'd gone, I used Loyalty to investigate further, sneaking it into the village's fields. There I found that it was a farming village, growing seeds and raising low-grade familiars. None of the familiars were high quality, just beasts of burden, meant to be used in field work or sold to those who could not perform summoning spells. None of them were considered combat familiars, or familiars meant to display some kind of status. While searching, I also found evidence of a battle outside the village. A Southern Union soldier's silver emblem chain, worn in their bodies to indicate their rank, just as our soldiers wear pins, lay in a patch of burnt grass. The ground around the chain was also greatly disturbed, like a nature magic spell had been cast. Nearby was a small and freshly planted death tree forest. From there, I began to form a theory. 3 Nume, using lower-grade familiars, sent on a menial task. These 3 could represent the overall state of the bulk of the SU's forces, on this island at least. They were well-fed and their masters seemed well-preened, which indicates they have already crushed most of the resistance forces and are not actively fighting. I sighed internally. This was not a good sign. Not for the squad's mission or my own. Unfortunately, the 3 were too far for me to gauge their manner, otherwise I could form a more complete understanding of the SU's average force. Either way, it is safe to say that this island is well and truly captured, and under their command now. Releasing my control over Loyalty, I gave him new instructions to continue searching the area, and resumed passively watching. Allowing my mind to wander, I came to a single thought. Returning without him would be difficult to explain to his family, but under these conditions it is unlikely he survived. Even as skilled with words as he has become since his assignment here, surviving this invasion would be nearly impossible. I thought of my friend, assigned to be a spy in these lands, while my house aided him in watching over his daughter during his absence. He and the child's mother stayed together, even after the young one's hatching. A rarity, but still. The spirits of these survivors have likely been broken by the Southern Union's violence, so we should not expect much help from them, if any. But maybe, hopefully you managed to survive. I feared the worst, but no matter what, intended to discover Von Pack's fate.